Live.
Excellent. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar. My name is Eric Nieves, Client Account Manager with Center Technologies. With specialized expertise in Microsoft Dynamics, we are an IT service provider that delivers technology solutions to meet each business's unique challenges, working as an extension of their team to monitor, maintain, and improve their IT systems. And Steve Anderson, our solutions architect with the business intelligence team here with Center, will introduce one of our partners, enCloud9, who help us with providing IT solutions for our customers' needs. Steve, I will turn it over to you.
Thanks, Eric. So yeah, just a quick word here. So I work on the Dynamics team for Business Central, and one of our partners, Brian Begley, we work closely together when we have opportunities where a customer needs the full ERP solution, not just the accounting, but they also need CRM and all the things that go with Dynamics CE. Brian is our expert there, so we enjoy working with him. So just wanted to give him a plug. It's always great seeing him, and we'll turn it over to him.
All right. Thanks, everybody. So once again, my name is Brian Begley with enCloud9. We're a Microsoft Dynamics partner, and we do work very closely with our friends at Center Technologies on Dynamics leads, but we also have worked with them on Business Central projects as well. So we do consider them one of our very important partners that we work with. Today, we are going to explore how Dynamics 365 Sales helps you to manage your leads, close deals faster, and to leverage AI insights. I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to show you the only PowerPoint slide. Let me know if you're seeing that, everybody.
Yep.
Okay,
perfect, Brian. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to talk about Dynamics 365 and how it fits in for salespeople and businesses to use. Now, most people may not have heard of Dynamics 365 Sales because Microsoft doesn't do as much marketing of it as its other tools, but it's a very, very good CRM application. It's their modern CRM solution to help organizations build strong customer relationships, close your deals faster, and make data-driven decisions. It's part of a broader Dynamics 365 suite that includes customer service, project management, field service, of course, Business Central, and many other low-code and pro-code application tools. One of the biggest advantages of Dynamics 365 is its deep integration with Microsoft tools, such as if your team already uses tools like Outlook, Teams, and SharePoint, Dynamics 365 Sales fits right in. That means your sales team can work in a familiar tools while still capturing all the data they need in Dynamics CRM. So for example, emails and meetings from Outlook can automatically sync to Dynamics 365, and Teams can be embedded directly into an opportunity for real-time collaboration, both with internal users and external partners. So there's 4 benefits that I want to highlight. One is visibility. You get a complete view of your pipeline, customers, and activities all in one place. Productivity. You can automate repetitive tasks and work where you already are, like Outlook or Teams, or on your phone in the mobile app. You get insights. So your built-in AI from Copilot that helps you prioritize your leads and opportunities and provides recommendations for the next best actions. And then finally, the key benefit is collaboration. So sales teams can chat, share documents, and co-author proposals without leaving CRM. So with that, let's go into how Dynamics 365 Sales works. I'm going to switch over to my screen and how it fits in with tools that you already are using. So I'm showing you Dynamics 365 on the screen. We're going to go back and forth during our webinar between Dynamics 365, Outlook, and Microsoft Teams as we go through here. So let's start with one of the first and most important tools that as a salesperson gets you the most benefit out of Dynamics 365, and that's the Sales Accelerator. Now, left-hand navigation is how you navigate around Dynamics, so everything is along the left hand. So I love the Sales Accelerator. My clients love the Sales Accelerator because what it does is it gives me a work list so that I, as a salesperson, can come in the morning, see my activities. For example, I have a phone call scheduled that was scheduled today at 8 a.m. with Albert at the Jones Company. I have a phone call or an appointment that I missed yesterday, or I haven't closed yesterday with another client. I can easily go through all my most important activities and make sure I never miss an activity that I have to do. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to open up this meeting that I had scheduled on Monday with Elliot West. We had an appointment scheduled. And when I click on Elliot West, it opens up his lead record. So I can go into that lead record for Elliot, and I can see in my timeline area that I had this follow-up meeting. Now I can open up this meeting and make further notes about the meeting, or I can just mark it complete. So I have the meeting. Now this meeting synchronizes with your appointments in Dynamics 365 and in Outlook, and you could also create Teams meetings from in here. So I can use this, I can update my notes from that meeting, and then when I'm finished with it, I can just mark that activity as complete. So by using the Sales Accelerator, I'm able to see my next actions with all of my open leads, opportunities, and contacts. And the Sales Accelerator can also be used to create best next action. So if I am in a contact record and I say I want to open up a contact and I want to open up Dan here, I can say, let's create an upcoming activity. I want to schedule a phone call, and we're going to schedule it for today. And just going to do that, and I'm going to give it a name, call Dan LeBlanc. It's going to make that phone call show up on my Sales Accelerator right away. Sales Accelerator, it's a really great tool for making sure that we stay on top of our next actions for all of our clients. Now, I'm going to go into our next productivity tool, and that's integration with Microsoft Outlook. So I have Microsoft Outlook here, and when I'm in my Microsoft Outlook, I see that I received an email, and it came through yesterday at 9 o'clock. So I came into my office first thing in the morning, and I saw I had someone interested in learning about Dynamics 365. So with Microsoft Outlook's integration with Dynamics 365, I can go over to this tile on the right side called the Sales Copilot. Now, Sales Copilot is a tool that is included with Dynamics 365, and it's extracting some information from this email. So it's summarizing important points from this email, and importantly, it's telling me he's proposing a call to discuss their requirements. Now, with this, the first thing I want to do as a salesperson is I want to take this email and convert it into a lead so I don't lose track of it. So the way I would do that is I would click on the plus button in the upper right corner, and I would say, what do I want to do? Well, the first thing I want to do is create a lead. So I'm going to click Create Record. And because I haven't configured this correctly, not all the information comes over, but it can be configured so that the email address and the phone numbers, et cetera, all can come directly out of the email, so you don't have to type it a second time. So I'm just going to give my lead a title in D365 Sales. And I'm going to set myself up as the owner. I could also set other people up in the organization as the owner. And I'm going to give this a default status reason of a new lead. I'm also going to fill in his name, Northwind Traders. And when I click Save, it's going to create a lead record for me in Dynamics 365. And I can go from here. I click on the three buttons here. I can move into Dynamics 365. Oh, but first I want to save this email. So now I'm saving a copy of this email into that lead that I just created. Now, what I want to do is if I go to click on the three dots here, open in Dynamics 365. It's going to open another tab for me, and it's going to show me the Michael Carter lead that I just created. It's going to show me that email is in here, and I can open up this email and review it. I could also do a reply to it, which we're going to show you in a few seconds. And it's giving me some Copilot-based highlights of what we know about this opportunity so far. So basically, in the end, we're saying we want to schedule a phone call. So as a salesperson, there's several things I can do here. I can create an email response to him, and I can also create a phone call record. So I'm going to now just really quickly demonstrate from within Dynamics. I can reply back to him. So I click on the reply button, and when I do that, this email record comes up. I can use Copilot to reply to this inquiry or make a proposal or address a concern. So Copilot will create those emails for me. I'm just going to send this email off. And now that I've sent this email off to Michael, what I want you to see is that email is going to show up in my Microsoft Outlook. It's also going to automatically show up in my lead record in CRM. Other things we could do in here while we're in our lead, let's say we have our phone call with him and we get some more information. I'm going to start filling out more information as I go along. So I'm going to fill out his job title, that he's VP of sales, his phone number, his mobile phone. I'm going to fill out some of that. And now, if you're using Microsoft Teams or any other phone system, Microsoft Teams phone, you can start your phone calls from within this record as well. So I can click on this phone call icon. It'll start creating a record of the call and saving the information for that, and creating a phone call record in my timeline. Email, website, all this sort of information that you want to put in here, your address of the location. Now, as a salesperson, you want to make sure that you are following a sales process. And so on each one of our records, we have a sales process. And this one is called the lead to opportunity sales process. And as a salesperson or a sales manager, you want to say, in order to qualify this lead, we need to have certain information. So as I am speaking to Michael, I might ask him different questions. So for example, I want to know, is there a time frame? Is there a budget? Who is the purchase process? So we'll fill in a budget here. Have we identified who the decision maker is in the sales? We want to make sure we have all of that information before we qualify this lead to an opportunity. We also want to capture some notes. We'll say, looking to replace HubSpot. And then I click and I've saved that information. This business process ribbon will continue into the opportunity record that we're going to be creating. And it will begin to have more detailed information that's very important as we go through all the stages of a sale. And we'll talk about that as we go along. Okay. So the next thing I want to show you is how to qualify this lead to an opportunity, and at the same time create a company record and a contact record for Michael. So I'm going to click save just to make sure I've saved all my changes. And if we're ready to qualify this lead, I'm going to click on the qualify button. And it's going to tell me that, oh, we might already have a company in CRM called Northwind Traders, and I probably do because I use this data all the time. So it's going to tie this lead and Michael Carter, the contact, and the opportunity I'm creating to that company that already exists called Northwind Traders. Because we don't have a matched contact, it's going to create a new contact record for Michael Carter. So I'm going to click continue. going to use Northwind Trader. We're going to create a new contact for Michael, and then we're going to create a new sales opportunity for Dynamics 365 sales. I click on the qualify button. That lead is then marked as qualified, so it's a closed record, and I won't see that on my list of open leads. Okay. So it's still working on creating that opportunity. There we go. It gives me some Copilot lead opportunity details that tell me some important information about what happened while we were working through this lead. I can click finished, and Microsoft CRM will bring me directly into the opportunity form. Now, when we're in this opportunity record, you'll see that we have a business process ribbon here. We have qualify, which is the first stage, develop, proposal, and close. Now, while we go through each one of these stages, there's different things that need to be completed. So for my company, in order to qualify an opportunity and move it to the develop stage, we have to have a demo scheduled. We have to have the demo marked as completed. We have to have an idea of what our estimated revenue is for this project. And then we have to have an estimated close date. So I always like to put in a close date no matter when the opportunity, even if we don't know what the close date is, I generally recommend putting close dates in because it's a great way to make sure that you don't forget about opportunities. Because the number one thing we've seen as we work with clients is they don't require close dates, and opportunities are never actually closed by their sales team. So I'm going to move this opportunity quickly from the qualify stage to the develop stage. And now we're in the develop stage of this project. So for us, the next stage here is to develop a proposal. We're not going to get into that today. Now, we created this opportunity record. I'm going to show you a few things that are different about the opportunity. The biggest difference between a lead and an opportunity is you have an estimated close date and you have estimated revenue. There are some other things that are important, for example, and these generally are different from every company to every other company. So when you're in an opportunity, you want to use the timeline. The timeline is the best way to track all of your activities that you have with these clients. So let's say I need to create a task to create a proposal because I'm in the develop stage with the client. So I'm going to click on the plus button. And I have 4 different activities that I can create here. An appointment, which is the same thing as an appointment in Outlook. An email, which is also the same thing as an email in Outlook. A task, which is the same thing as in Microsoft's to-do app. And then phone call records. I'm going to create a task. And the subject is develop a proposal for Northwind. Okay, we can put our notes in there, put a due date in there. I'm going to make this required tomorrow. I can assign this to someone else in my organization. So by default, I'm the owner, but I can also say, I want Deborah to work with me on this. So I'm going to assign this to her. She's going to get an email notification because we built an automated workflow that lets her know that she has been assigned a task and this task is due the next day. Let's see where I want to go next. Other activities you could do it here. We've talked about phone calls. I can create a phone call, and this phone call will be follow up with Michael on opportunity. I can either make that phone call happen now, or I can schedule this phone call off into the future. So if I'm talking to my customer and I'm making notes, I can just start putting in my notes right here, or I can schedule it off into the future and we'll say that it's due by the 21st and have it scheduled at, we'll say 12:30 p.m. I'll get a notification in CRM that I have an appointment coming up. And so I won't end up forgetting about this phone call. Okay. Now, as I'm using the opportunity record and as I'm filling in my timeline, we're putting lots of notes in here. And we have Copilot, which is our AI tool, will continually be updating highlights here to show me the important information that is coming out of all our interactions with the client. So for example, now it's telling me, because I created a task about a proposal, it's saying a proposal is being developed and that the VP requested detailed information on pricing and that we have already scheduled a phone call. The more detail you put into your timeline in CRM, the more information you can get out from here about what your sales team is doing and what your customers are requesting. Okay. Couple other things. I want to show you how to view data in opportunities, and then we're going to come back and we're going to close it out. So if I go on my left-hand navigation and I click on opportunities, I'm going to see a view here that shows my current open opportunities. It's going to show me information about the pipeline value, the probability, and where we are at on this little chart here. So by looking at these bubbles that show on the chart, I can see information about all the opportunities I currently have open and which ones are past due, which ones are further along in the sales process, and which ones are how large they are. So the colors are based on the colors are based on the pipeline phase, and the size of the bubble is the actual dollar revenue. So by looking at this, I can see I have an opportunity here that was supposed to close in October 17th for $4,200. I can click on that bubble and it's going to open up over here on the right. And I can see that I was supposed to send an email to him. So I could open this email up and send it off to him to follow up with this client. And if I get a response that tells me we're still interested, but we need to change the closing date, I can go into here and I can change my close date, let's say from October 17th. We're going to move it to the next Friday, and we're going to say now our revenue is $12,000. Oh, and I can't change that revenue because it's created an opportunity by a quote. So now when I refresh my screen, we should see the bubble chart moving that opportunity over. I don't think I actually saved the record here. Let's do that again. Yeah, I didn't save that record. We're going to set it to December 31st, and we're going to save our changes. So this is how you can easily keep track of all your open opportunities, and you could open them up from here to make changes to them and keep an eye on your full value of your pipeline. How much have you won? What have you lost? And all that. Now the views, I'm going to change how we look at our views because we also have another view called the Kanban view. Kanban view allows me to change how I see my opportunities. And I'm going to change the Kanban type so it's not based on a business process flow, but instead based on the current sales status. So I'm looking at this list. It's all of my open opportunities. So all of these records are showing in the open column. If I want to quickly close this record for Joe Smith, all I need to do is drag it over to the one column, and then I have to fill in the information, I would say. So I won this opportunity, and the actual revenue, I could change it at that point. We'll say it was 5,000. The close date was today. I'm going to click OK. And it looks like I can't close that one because there's some quotes included in that. I'll just open this one up. Here we go. Let's do that. Let's see if I can close this one. Okay, perfect. So I was able to mark these opportunities and quickly manage my pipeline just by dragging records to the current stage that I want them to be on our Kanban board. So here I am marking an opportunity as lost. Once again, this has some quotes attached to this opportunity, so I have to close them before I can move forward with this. Okay, so I've shown you a few things here in opportunities. I want to go back to our opportunity that we created for Northwind Traders. And I'm going to just open this up. Just bear with me while I do that. Okay. So we're in our sales opportunity. As you go through a sales opportunity process, you're going to move them from one stage to another. So let's say we've developed a proposal. So we're going to mark that as completed. And then we're going to move on to the next sales stage, which is proposal. In our proposal stage, the only requirement is that the proposal is delivered to the client, and then we're going to mark this as completed. So by generating and using the sales process ribbon here, this drives a lot of our reporting, and this drives a lot of the ability to keep track of where am I at with my opportunities in the different sales stages. So my final stage is I need to determine, have we received a final decision, and our company requires a PO. So if we can't actually close this opportunity as one until we have both of these items finished. Okay, I want to show you a couple other things with Dynamics 365. If we go along the right side here, we have a few actions that we can do. So for example, let's say I'm in my opportunity and I want to have a chat with one of my consultants about the proposal I'm putting together. I can click on the Teams chat button and I can create a new connected chat here. I'm going to add Deborah into this. And then I can put a note in there and I can say, I need assistance with the proposal. Okay, and it's going to start the chat right here. So I can start messaging her and say, are you free? And send those messages. Now, these chats are going to be tied into this opportunity. So anytime I open this opportunity, that chat will show up in the timeline down here, and I can continue that chat. Or I could also continue this chat in Microsoft Teams. So I'm here in Teams. It created an adaptive card in the chat that gave certain information about the opportunity. And Deborah and I can all have that conversation together in Teams, or we can continue that chat and collaborate in the opportunity record itself. Okay. So I want to show you a few more things about Sales Insights and Copilot, and then we're going to move into reporting and dashboards, and then we're going to show closing this opportunity up. So another one of the buttons along the right side here is Copilot. If I click on the Copilot, it'll bring up the Copilot panel. And from here, I can ask a number of questions about the data in my system. So for example, there's a number of pre-populated prompts, get info, ask questions, stay ahead. So we're going to click on stay ahead because I want to prepare for my sales meetings. And it's going to tell me that for the next 7 days, these are my sales meetings I have. And I can ask questions and Copilot will give me information to help me get ready for those meetings. I can also do different prompts by clicking on the View Prompts button. One that I use a lot personally is I go to Ask Questions, and I'm going to ask, for example, what's changed on leads, what's changed on opportunities, what's new with my sales records. We also have the ability to say, show me emails that I may not have responded to. And there's a prompt that I can't seem to find here. Get latest news for account. So I have several accounts where there's news that I want to keep up on. So if I click on get latest news, and it will show me information that comes up regarding Northwind traders intensifying their lobbying efforts in Washington. So Copilot allows me to easily keep up with the latest information about our customers all in one place. Okay. Copilot has lots of other things. I can view my pipeline. I can view what other people are doing in our organization. And of course, this can all be customized to your own requirements. So the last thing I want to show you today is a little bit of the reporting and dashboards that are included out of the box with Dynamics 365. So we have a tab on the left-hand navigation called Dashboards. I'm going to close out my Copilot tab here. And I can see all sorts of data about what I'm doing with my sales activities. So we have a pipeline report here that shows me all of my open opportunities and the sales stages they are in. So the sales stages are based on those business process ribbons in the opportunity. So looking at this, I currently have $12,000 in opportunities in the develop stage. I have 5,100 in the proposal stage, and I have 58,000 in the close phase. Now, as a salesperson, I can just see my own records, but a sales manager, they would be able to see the records for their entire team, and then they can filter it out if they want to see data just specifically based on their own needs. I can see my goals, so I could have different sales goals or activity goals in here, and I could see where I'm at in terms of meeting my 100% share of those goals. My dashboards also can show me all my upcoming meetings. They can give me information about what are my opportunities that I need to review. So this Dynamics 365 sales opportunity is my single largest opportunity. So looking at this dashboard chart, I know that I need to focus on that. And I could also see information about the opportunities I've closed in this current fiscal year. Now, this is just one of the dashboards, and these are the out-of-the-box dashboards. They can be completely customized to each of your users' needs. They can build their own dashboards if you give them the rights to do it, and you could have system dashboards that are for every user in your organization. We also have tools that allow us to show information in Power BI. So we have this one little tool here in our open opportunities. I'm just going to show a view called all opportunities here, because that has a lot more data. It has 82 different records. If I click on this, visualize this view, what's going to happen is Power BI is going to look at my data and come up with a Power BI report that I can then take, and it's generating the report. It takes about 30 to 45 seconds for this to be created. Okay. And it's going to show me some Power BI reports that Microsoft is building for me based on the data that's in that report. Now, I can take these reports and I can change them. So I can say, show me by estimated close date, but not actual close date. I can change how my data is presented. I can take this information and I can save it into Power BI, make further modifications to it, and then present it as my dashboard in Dynamics 365. So I can embed Power BI dashboards in Dynamics 365, and these dashboards can show me information that's not just in Dynamics, but in other systems as well. Okay, so I've shown you everything I wanted to show you today. So at this point, if there's any questions that I could help you out with or any clarification, please let me know.
Brian, appreciate the presentation as always. Ali, Didn't know if you saw any questions that might have come up during the webinar.
No questions on my end that I'm seeing.
Okay, I wanted to share one last slide for everybody, just in case if anybody needs to get in contact with myself, Steve Anderson, our solutions architect, or Brian Begley, CEO and co-founder over at enCloud9. Put up all of our contact information on the screen with everybody, just in case, whether it's email or phone call. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. Otherwise,
we have one question before we end real quick.
Perfect.
David, thank you so much for asking a question. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Question he sent in is, can the AI pilot be turned off for proprietary concerns?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, it's turned on automatically when you create your Dynamics 365 environment, but there are settings so that it can be turned off completely within Dynamics.
Awesome. And then a quick follow-up question to that is, can email blast types of campaigns be conducted inside Dynamics 365?
Well, for true marketing, there are two tools that we work with for marketing email blasts. One of them is called Customer Insights. It's from Microsoft. Another tool is Click Dimensions. They are very useful for creating email marketing campaigns as well as other marketing functions, but they can act like a constant contact or a MailChimp within Dynamics. And you can create your own marketing lists. I don't know if in the bottom left corner here, we have something called marketing lists. You can build out a marketing list based on different contact or lead criteria. And then you can use these tools, Click Dimensions or Customer Insights, to create your marketing emails and then track the opening rates and the click rates all within CRM. So I could go to a contact that I've sent an email to, and I can view, how many times did he or she actually open the email, click on it, and see the success of my campaign.
And then, can Salesforce contact information be transferred into the CRM?
Yes, absolutely. There are many ways to do that. It could be as simple as a spreadsheet export and import, or depending on the complexity of your Salesforce data, sometimes there are other tools we use for that, specifically for that purpose. Thank you.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, David said he's interested, and David will keep in touch with you.
Yeah, I'll say, one of the benefits that we keep saying this is, if you're part of the Microsoft family, if that's your Office 365 and your Teams and your Copilot or Business Central, there's really no reason not to use Dynamics 365. It integrates with Business Central very nicely. So definitely become part of the family.
Awesome. Well, that's all the questions we have for today.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time today.
Excellent.
Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Brian, again for presenting.
Yes, Brian, thank you so much for the presentation today. Really appreciate it. Hopefully it was insightful for everybody. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to reach out to us at any time.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.